Hi guys, here's a quick video of how I would compound a trade, once I've already got the direction right. So on the day I'm already into the trade. I'll most of the time be looking at it from H1 perspective. So for example, if we were already in this trade from the top here, or we didn't see that we came in around this area, I'll then start to see how aggressive are the candles closing below each other. Okay. Okay. So we'll be looking at everything from H1 perspective. Please bear in mind that our standard price action, okay, is still, in play. And the main one that I'll be focusing on today is going to be price cap, because that's the one that helps most of the time to, enter into the trade. Price caps just continue forming when price keep closing lower and lower or higher and higher, and you can then take advantage of that. It's occasionally that you actually see a return to origin, market structure break, return to origin kind of setup happening. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to set up the to show you what I'll be looking at. So straight away, as price is breaking lower, I draw the horizontal line at the low of the H1s. So as this price is developing, I will have marked this level out, and that break happens. Once this break happens, I'm likely to be in the trade. Okay, but I like to see one big confirmation first. Yeah, and then here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Okay, right. To just help, let me just demarcate the H1 lines for us. The very simple way is a circle line. All right. So what we then do now, we go into the lower time frame where we'll be hunting for price action to play out exactly the way we want it, and also to give us our entry opportunities. Okay, so we start from here, because this is where our significant break below happened. We can look here as well, but I want to start from here. It's the same thing anyway, no secret. So as we can see, this H1, this H1 here, close below this H1 here, and it's an aggressive close. Okay, so what I would then do is, as this close have happened, I would then look, okay, do I have a favorable price action? And yes, I do. I'll mark that out for you now. So if you look at this big red candle all the way to the low here, if you draw that out, you will see that we're having price action on top of it. Tap, 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 and then break. You can enter at the break there. But we're not trading that, because we're here now. This break below this low, it was a confirmation that there's a lot of momentum to the downside. Okay, so what you can then do is, in the back of your mind, you will be thinking, okay, there's likely to be a return to the price cap. So you put your pending order here and your stop loss there. Okay, and you wait for this next hour to play out again. Some cases you will have it will come up and then drop, 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 drop. But on this occasion, no action. Okay, then you don't give up. Still, you just leave it on there and move on. And as price continue to develop, you see again, so these new H1 closed below the previous H1 now, and you look again as it's closing now. What do I see? Do I have a price action that can help me get into the trade? And the answer is yes, almost as identical to that. If you look at this red candle over here, draw it out. We have a what? Look, there's a tap, tap, tap. I guarantee you on M1, that came in and it's bouncing. Okay, and then a break, absolute break here. You can enter the trade there or wait for a return into it, and there's a return there one, return there two, and off you go. Okay, off you go. Let's see, do we have more opportunity? So as you've entered the trade over here, and your price and this H1 closes below here again, you then look, do I have an opportunity to go short again, depending on the price action? Okay, I know for a fact on M1 there'll be some price action over here. Okay, I can just see it. All this wiki activity, there bounces, and once it broke, a return to the area, a good entry. Okay, and as this price is coming down again, you can see this red again. There's a bounce, 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 bounce over here. Let me clear that. So bounce, bounce, bounces, bounce before final break over here. Okay, could we see a return, to price cap over here? Who knows? But what you're just doing is you want to take advantage of that move. Okay, and let me mark that out. So let's go into a lower time frame to actually check this out. Okay, and look at that red candle, bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah, bounce, bounce. You finally broke it, and price returned to the origin just above it. There's one there, this one that runs into that, so your stop could be there. Your stop could be here as well if you want, if you're brave enough. Okay, and that'll have been another entry to the trade. And look at that, almost took us out. See, bang into the trade, and off you go before you finally had a break here again. And as you can see on M1 again, as this H1 closes and this new one is taking place, you can see again, look, bounce, bounce, break. Yeah, you can see that, bounce, bounce, the break. You can enter there or wait for the return. Stop loss, I wouldn't advise you put it because this would be maybe 1 pip or so. So if you put your stop loss at the top there, it would be great. And this, you'll have entered your second trade. Okay, or in fact your third trade. So that's active, that's active. Okay, and as you can see, price kept dropping for you. Okay, and this one close over here, you can then see what price action do I have. You can see this red candle again. You can see lots of bounces within it. Bounce, 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 break. Yeah, so you'll be thinking if price comes back to this level, I'll be short again. Okay, so we have another break again, and this H1 low, price is closed below it. Look, so when you get here, you look for price action that would help you get into the trade again. Okay, and as you can see here, there's this price action over here, red candle, bounce, 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 break, extend it out into the future. Okay, and you can see at the break here, there's already a return into the origin that was within it. Okay, yeah. So let's move to another pair. I hope you understand this. Okay, just do a lot of practice so you can master it and see it better. Okay, let's go to GU. Okay, here's GU, and the same thing with DEED. Okay, let's just look look at when we had started having significant breaks. We had some here for long. Okay, let's check the time. What time is this? That's 9 a.m. Another one there, and then I'll mark this ones. Okay, so I've marked all the H1s for us. So we're going to be looking at, we just look at this quick rally up, and then we'll start looking at these breakdowns. Okay. So let's go down into M5. So once it was 9 o'clock and we started to see this H1 close aggressively above the previous over here. The closest price action that we can see would have been this doji over here. Okay, that's a variation of a price cap. If you don't know now, you know. Okay, as you can see, there's a tap there. Apologies for that. Forward. There's one over there. So price broke, you could have entered into the trade there, but that wasn't our signal. Our signal was the close of this H1. Okay, so that H1 is closed above. So then we identify this as the high. So we start to say, okay, what's happening next? And then we wait, and we see price action break higher. So we're gonna see, okay, as it's breaking higher, what can I take advantage of? Do I have a price cap or normal return to origin? Okay, look at this. Bounce, bounce, break. Okay. So as you can see, the price cap was broken, and then price returned back into it exactly here and took off. Okay. Took off. This will probably been a 2 hour trade for you. A 2 hour or 2.5 hour trade for you. Okay. And then price behavior started changing. Okay. We saw this move down. Obviously, stop onto previous H4s and all that still holds true. Price starts to drop. Market structure did not break. Rallies up. Come down. Up again. Down. Before we finally close this new H1, and we now close below this H1. Okay. So it's closed below that H1. What we then want to do is to identify if we have. So at this point, the price is closed. We look. So it's closed here. We then look at, okay, do we have any price action that could help us? And as you can see, we do have one. If you look at this red candle, tap, tap, break over here. Okay, we extend it. Now we have an origin just on top of the PC. So when the new H1 open here, our entry will be here, our stop loss there. Okay, and as you can see, it went in to kiss it nicely. Went into it, entry there, stop there. This will have been a squeaky bum time. Okay, and then price went back into tap into it again and then dropped, and it dropped and closed over here, which is the lower than this H1 low as well, so which is giving us another opportunity to compound. And how can we do that? Look at this red candle, tap, 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 boom, break, which was the close of that next H1. And then in the latest H1, which starts from here, we get our return into the price cap. Okay, our entry there, stop loss at the top there. If you're worried that maybe you might want to return to the origin on top of the PC, you can put your stop there. Okay, put your stop there or put your entry there. If you put your entry there, you'll have missed it by 3 pips. Okay, and then the trade continues. this close lower than that. And as it's closed lower, you just want to look again. Do I have any opportunity to go short again? If you look at this red doji, draw it out again. As you can see, out of it, bounce, 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 and then a final break. Yeah. So it's when this candle closed. But you can also be looking at the low as it's developing. I do that a lot. So as this, we've marked it out as bouncing. As this new H1 opens and this price action happened, that it went below it, I would have entered the trade there and put stop there. Okay, that's another entry for you. So you'll have got this entry over here, another entry here if you're aggressive. Or you can then just wait for a return to this area, okay, or that area for the end for your next entry opportunity. Now that return is not guaranteed if price is quite aggressive in the direction it's going. Okay, and as you can see, it didn't come back to PC within, I mean to origin within the price cap, but it did do this. Fair enough, we have a return to the price cap over here. But if you do that out, you can see just touched it over here. Okay, and that's another entry, but let's assume no. So at the close here, we'll be expecting rally there. Nothing happened. H1, another new H1 started here. Price came down. You see, there's a bounce off here. So something is here that is holding price. Okay, something is holding price up. If we look on the M1, we'll see something over here. But we're not on M1 now. Let's just draw out our possible PC on this occasion. On this occasion, this one doesn't, allow any price action to bounce off of it. So to me, it's not a valid price cap unless I pull that together with the next PC or next bearish candle. Okay, if they're together, that could be looked at in one time frame as well. Yeah, so entry will be at the bottom, stop loss will be at the top of the price cap. But as you can see, there's a bounce, 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 and then break. We break finally here. Okay. Let's just be fair that you might not have taken that trade. Okay. You might not have drawn this out, but you drew this out. Yeah. But this is not one of the best examples. The beautiful ones are the ones we marked earlier. Okay. So let us do one more pair and then I'll call it, we'll wrap it up from here. Okay, I've already taken the liberty to mark this one out. Let me just do the download label. So this is, I was correct actually. So this is AU, okay. So the H1 candle has been marked. The significant lows where the break happened has been marked out from the time we've woken up. So this 6 a.m. when price. This is 6 a.m. 7, the first break below happened. Okay. Let's now go down into a lower time frame and identify how we would have traded it on a continuation or compounding basis. Okay, so this would be our first signal or pointer. So this H1 that closed below this H1 here. Okay, once this happened, we then look, okay, do we have price action that can give us something from the previous H1s, internals? And look at this red candle over here, tap, 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 and a break. Yeah. So this is where your final close happen. Yeah, and this is where you start to decide I'm gonna trade, I'm gonna trade continuations now. Okay. So you can decide to enter at this PC within the origin if it gets there as well. or you can enter one. One trade could go in there and another one in there if it does allow you to have it. And we wait for price to develop, and as it happened, you see price did not return to that area. Okay, it didn't return to that area. But what happened next? Price continued to move in a sideways fashion until finally we have our next break below the previous H1. So this is H1, and there's a close below that H1. Okay. Once this happened, we look again. Do we have any price action previously that can give us an opportunity to enter a trade? Okay. There's no PC here, but on a lower time frame, we'll have a nice PC over here. Okay. Let's just drop down to M1 to confirm that. Okay, bear with me, guys. Okay, here it is. And as you can see, there's a lot. Okay. So there's a red candle there, bounce, bounce, bounce. All these are bounces because then until here, break. Okay, here's a break over here, and there's a break. There's the final break here. Okay. You can even call this another PC. Yeah. Bounce, bounce, break, return to PC candle, drop. Alright. And look, price return nicely into it. Okay. And then we continue. So this H1 now close below this one. We then say, where's my opportunity to enter? Red candle, bounce, bounce, bounce. Final break. That's the close. We would have seen the break already. Yeah, over here. The beginning of this new H1. Yeah, we would have seen all of that. And look, instantly return into, there's a nice few origins within the PC. So here's a candle. We go bounce, 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 bounce before this break. Okay, this is another entry opportunity for us. And we enter the trade, price drops lower, closes below that. We can look again. Do we have an opportunity? There's this red candle over here. There's bounces, bounce, 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 break. The price returns to it. That's another entry opportunity for me. Okay, that's what you'll be telling yourself. So we go to bounce, 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 break. Finally, you can enter the trade at the break, or be conservative. If you're not aggressive, wait for the return. And like I said, do you get a return all the time? No, you don't. Okay. And then price continue to go lower. This over here closes below that. Okay, so we then look. So we've looked, and this is the area we'll be looking to short. Okay, as this H1 closed now below this, we look again. Do we have an opportunity to enter into the trade? Okay. Do we have an opportunity? We look at this red candle over here. There's a bounce. So bounce, 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 bounce. Finally, break. Okay, but you might not take the trade here because you're waiting again for this H1 to close. Once the H1 close, look, perfect return into the origin within that price cap. Okay, the origin within that price cap, which is over here. Okay, that might be nice. And then price drops again lower. You'll be looking for opportunities to go lower as well. And as you can see, at this point, new H1, at this new H1, at this point, you're looking, do I have price action that can help me enter again. Look at this red candle. Bounce, 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 break. You can enter the trade there or simply trade the return. Okay. And you got 2 entries there. We don't know if they ended up being profitable. And like, it was profitable. Okay. And price kept dropping lower. So after these entries, this price closed, and then this closed lower than that low, which is significant. Can you see reason to go long short again? Just look at the same setup again. Red candle, price rallied out of it. Red candle came down, couldn't break it. Spike down, couldn't break it. Oh, here's a PC. Okay, when I mark candles like that, okay, let me just clarify it because some people will pick this up. I'm not going to put it exactly at the low of that candle. If there's a next candle close to it, I'll put it at the low there. Okay, and then as you see where we are now. Okay, so will price drop when it gets there? Who knows? Okay, but at this point I'll stop trading, and I'm waiting for the next day fresh. Okay, so that's it on compounding trade. I hope this has been useful to you. Just practice that 1,000 kicks once you're able to get it, and you can start taking advantage of compounding, the ability to compound your trades. Okay, it's amazing. That means you can just focus on very few pairs and get maximum gains out of them. So best of luck, guys. All the best, and speak to you soon. Bye bye.